guys? It's me, BunnyRabbitLives, and I'm here to read to y'all. Of course, like always, I will be, wait, what? I will be chatting with y'all first until 1. Wait, yeah, until 1, and then I'll be, what's it called? Sorry, I got distracted with my other phone. Okay. I will be chatting with y'all until 1, then I will read until 2. I stayed asleep extra long because, y'all remember how I said I was sick? Well, I'm better now, but, yeah, that's my thing right there. Now let me look it up so I can see what y'all are saying. Oh, God. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So, guys, I do have to take my medicine because it is now 12. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, so I do have to take my medicine. So, hello, Carter. How are you doing? Are you doing good? Welcome. There we go. Medicine taken. Tragedy averted. A. What about you, Carter? Have you been sick before? I'm sure you have, but guys, I do not recommend what I have right now. For real. It would not be good. It would not be good. It's super uncomfortable too. But with that being said, guys, on the 31st, y'all are gonna be getting the 400 subscriber special. The 500 subscriber special will come soon. I'm thinking maybe voice lines, but I'm bad at voicing, so I don't know. We'll see. And then also, or me covering my favorite songs for y'all. I don't know. It was just a thought, but I don't know. You don't have to take care of your brother today. Oh, cause yeah, you said they were sick. I hope they get better though. At least now you get to, like, you know, take a break and stuff. Because it is hard to take care of somebody who's sick. Yes, flu through. Oh my goodness. Stomach viruses suck. But like, to be honest, I haven't gone through that in years. I think it's like, it happens to like younger people. But I feel it's because, their immune system is not as built yet. Me, that it was my own fault. Got like an infection, but it was my own fault. I didn't take preventative measures. Wait, yes I did. Wait. Anyways, I can't talk about that on here, so. Yeah. Hello, Dawson. How you doing? You doing good? All is well. That's great to hear. You know what? I hope today is busy for y'all. Me, on the other hand, I'm like still thinking about what to make. Because I was also thinking of, okay, so, guys, I want to make a video for y'all. I stayed asleep till 12 though. I stayed asleep. I woke up like at 11:30. And I was like, wait, it's probably because I had to take my medicine and I stayed up really late. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. I was thinking back. I was like, did I take my medicine at 6? Oh my god. I did. I did, guys. I think. Because I set an alarm for it. I think. But I did feel so much better today when I woke up. Hello, Linda. I'm doing good. How about you? Are you doing good? It's because like taking the medicine 4 times a day is actually crazy. I'm like, bro, come on. Well, how is that fair? Oh, goodness. I'm glad to hear you're doing great. I'm getting better. Ay. You said I changed my name. I take 6 medicines per day because Cameron have COVID, and even every single time when Cameron comes downstairs to eat, Abigail spray freeze bee. Oh my goodness, Amelia. Sorry to hear that. You know what? I hope your brother gets better, if that's your brother. And I hope that, you don't get hurt by the Febreze, because Febreze does hurt when you breathe it in. Linda, what about you? What do you think I should do for the 500 subscriber special? Should I do like voice lines, or should I do like covering my favorite songs at the moment? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Because it depends too on the song, like if I feel like singing it or not. It could be like I should make it like a sample thing where y'all get to see like my favorite part of the song, but also like move on to the next or something. But I'm afraid that I'm like, y'all are gonna be like, where's the drop? Like, what if my favorite part is not the drop? Oh, Amelia, that's really cool. I wish I could do comments, like art comments like that. I used to know people who did great ones with that, but I'm like not the best with comment art. At the same time, guys, at the same time, if y'all do get an infection, please get it checked out before it gets bad. It could be bad for you if you don't. I am not Make It is on Kika. Oh, okay. All right. Cuz I was like, wait, are you talking about Kick? I heard bad stuff about that place. I would not install it again. I had it when I was younger, but weird stuff happened. I heard. I didn't mess with no weird stuff though. I always blocked weirdos. Okay, that's good. I don't know what Kika is, but I'm glad it's not what I'm thinking of. Eh? And also, guys, I really am sleepy. So if I read like only one chapter or two, like please be fair to me. Linda says, I'm going to work today evening though. I'm just chilling right now. Same actually. And also like, are you excited for work? Me, I like I like my job, but like some people are gonna be away. And then those people like they added to the dynamic. So you know what I'm talking about? Like whenever you're like there's like 5 people, 2 are crazy, they mix with everything else, and then like everything becomes exciting and fun. Those 2 people are not gonna be here. Well, one of them is, but eventually the other one has gone to college, and I'm just like, why would y'all leave? We had a group. But it's okay, it happens. You know, you can't hold people back from living their dream life. You know what I'm saying? You see too much people in public in my workplace, and oh wait, I read that so wrong. So many couples I don't like. You don't like? Well, honestly, it depends on the couple, because sometimes like it can be awkward with how openly they interact with each other. You know what I mean? I'm fine with like, you know, them sitting together and chatting and like holding hands and hugging and stuff. I don't know about, you know, the other stuff. I'm like, yo, you're in a public place. Please have some restraint. Like, go away. Like, what's in the air? Wait, I don't know. Go somewhere else. Wait, Linda. I feel like as you get older, you look at it a different way, but yeah, if they like go a little crazy out in the public eye, I'm like, wait a minute. Not here. Sometimes it is kind of uncomfortable, but I get happy-ish when I see it. I'm just like, oh, that's cute. They're spending time together. You know, specifically when they come to my workplace, I see them and I'm like, okay, let me help this guy out. Like, I'm gonna make it all nice and you know, make the food super pretty. And I'm gonna go out there and be like, enjoy your meal, guys. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, wait, maybe that will help the kitchen staff get like a higher tip or something. Because we don't get the tips unless they hand it to us in our hand. I love Among Us. Says yes. Linda says some people try to flirt. Oh my gosh. I kinda dislike when they do that. But I mean, I also like, you know, I'm a very friendly person. So people think that I'm flirting with them. And then I have to be like, I'm doing my job. I don't know how to flirt. I am just doing my job. Pay me better. Emily says, ooh, wait a minute. Among Us says, nah, quit yapping, low bro. Nah, Among Us. You said friendly? That's cap. Alright, I'll trust you. I'll trust you, Among Us, but you better stay nice then. Linda says, excuse me, bro? Maybe. We ain't yapping a lot right now. For real. I've yapped more in the past. I'm half asleep right now. But I have to get back on Marvel Rivals after this, I think. Oh. And I need to start sleeping earlier. Because I look at myself and I see the dark circles, and now I look like a raccoon. Like I'm a bunny raccoon hybrid or something. And then also, I've been trying Mantis a lot on Marvel Rivals, but I'm getting better. But I'm still kind of bad. So sometimes I do a lot of trolling because I'm like, guys, I'm trying to heal y'all. Y'all are running like, y'all are doing 1v5 with full tank team or something. I'm like, oh my god. Okay, Among Us. There you go. Time out. We do. We want the yapping. It is all about the yapping, actually. From what I've noticed. Sorry, Among Us, but it's only for 5 minutes, so you're good. You're good as long as you understand. Cause I know Among Us is just like on the young end, so they don't know how to like interact socially. I feel like maybe I'm giving them a lot of grace. I don't know, guys. But yeah, I mean, also about this, like this book right here, guys. I just want to let y'all know, it's not for kids. I will be reading that one. We can chat and talk and all that. Wait, let me see. Am I missing something? Okay, because I always get scared that the same thing that happened yesterday is going to happen to me again. You know what I mean? Because yesterday, I moved the chat so I could see what y'all are saying. And it didn't go back down, so I was like, oh my god. And it's okay. This time, I hope it doesn't happen again. I don't think it will because I pressed the live chat for y'all right here. You know what I mean? So yes. Guys, I actually, okay, so I don't know if y'all know this about me, but I actually was on a Halloween special for my school back in the day. I played, I know y'all, I don't know if y'all are scared of her. I used to be really scared of her, but I played Bloody Mary in the haunted house. We had a haunted house when I would go, back in the day, right? We had a haunted house for a Halloween special for our community. And I remember it was really fun, but I didn't know how smoke machines worked. So, you know how you go through a haunted house, there's a lot of smoke, you have to move fast? I didn't know that's what you were supposed to do. And I learned that the hard way. But it's okay. I got explained how to do it. Because, like, guys, you live and you learn. Like, I was very sheltered, so I haven't lived through too many things, you know? And that's one of the things I learned. And then also, I remember one time when I was playing that character in the haunted house, I was supposed to scare people, and I was like, you know, because I used to be able to, like, bend my neck in weird ways, you know? And I would, like, scare the people that way. But, there were some kids, and I thought they were nice, because they were talking to me nice, and then somebody, like, try to drag me out of my, like, what's it called? My haunted house, like, station. And I got upset and I was like, man, fuck you. I get like, I don't know, like if I get scared, I get kind of aggressive. But yeah. I'm a very like, so the way I see it is like you have to be nice to everybody, but there is a point where you just have to stand up for yourself. And you know, you need to learn the actions of your consequences. So they learned that day, you know what I mean? And then after that, they didn't bother me again, but it's okay because, like, I don't know. I don't really, like kids. I know, guys. I know. Sue me. Put me in jail. But, I don't. And then also, like, how do I say this? I also had a, like, I don't know. I feel like they're kind of like puppies where they like test your boundaries or your like tolerance for things. But I'm pretty, I feel like I'm pretty tolerant, but at the same time I'm just also like, why should I tolerate certain things, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is the reason for tolerating somebody disrespecting you, you know what I'm saying? How far do you let it go? And that's what I'm like, if their parents like didn't teach them, what's gonna happen, you know? Because there's mean people out there. I'm saying like, who yesterday I was driving, right? I was trying to get to work fast because I was super late because I had to go to like the doctor, right? And then and I need my hours so I can pay everything. So I drove past a car because they didn't let me through, so I had to like squeeze through, and I have a tiny car, so I squeezed through, but they got mad, so they started chasing me. And when I showed them like my submissive, like, hey, I'm sorry, like, my bad, I'm in a hurry, like, you know, they like felt better and they stopped chasing me and they just like sped off. But I was like, okay, I guess it's my time now. But you know, everything was fine. And then nothing bad happened. Like, and then like I see that car around sometimes, so I might just like apologize in face, like in, you know, in person, because I do feel bad that that happened. I was just like really in a hurry. And they were, you know, they were like driving like extra slow. I was like, if you're gonna like do that, do it in the slow lane. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people camp the left lane, and it's like, I think there's a law that says left lanes just for passing, right? But I don't know. That's just what I feel like. I used to be more like patient on the road. I feel like getting driving jobs where you had to like be at the location at a certain time or you would lose out on money changed my mentality, not for the better. But you live and you learn, guys. You live and you learn. Sometimes, like, maybe in the future I will go back to being like super calm and relaxed on the road, but at the time I really can't do that, just due to like the nature of work and things. And also, I do y'all remember Cheese in the Trap? It's a webtoon, but I don't know if y'all remember it. I forgot the names of the characters, but there was like this girl with like reddish hair. And then there was this like how do you call it? There was this really angry like blonde guy, and then there was this really evil, unemotional like black-haired guy. And that guy, oh my goodness, scary. But the angry guy was also scary, but he wouldn't like get too angry with her. So I don't know what happened with that. And so I haven't finished it because technically I have just been, you know, waiting on it, I guess. But then at that point, like, I gave up. I stopped following the manhwa or the webtoon because I was like, I mean, they're not gonna get to the end, right? Like, should I stay or should I go? And technically, that is what happened. So, guys, if y'all are writing a book, y'all need to like not do it. Like, if you do it in parts, it's fine, but make them like, how do I say that? Like, time them right. Because if you take years to like finish it, some people might just like move on to something new. You know what I mean? Because I have a subscriber, I think, and they are writing a book, and I can only wish them the best, really, because writing a book is hard, guys. I tried writing my own, but I start one and then I leave it like halfway and I don't finish it. Because like I get stuck on my way to the end because I'm like, wait, and I get a new idea, and so that's been the pattern for me the whole time. Like, start the story and don't finish it. I'm like, wait. So now that I am here, I'm like, okay, if I do write a book, it has to be something small. Because if I write the ones that I think of, which are big stories, guys, for example, one that talks about like social commentary between different species. Because I thought about like shapeshifters, like a society of like shapeshifters living like right next to a human society, where they have like this secret portal that looks like it's unassuming, and you end up in a random place where people can change into any animal that they desire or anything like that. And I also like thought up of this story where people could, okay, so it's a society, right, again, of people, but these people have lore and customs, or like, what is that called, culture, that revolves around sword dancing and symbolism as a way of communicating. Mira Ismail is saying, what am I doing? I am chatting with y'all, and then I am reading Behooved, which is a young adult novel. But I will start reading that one. Right now I'm just talking, and I'm talking about like pretty much anything. Right now I'm talking about how I've had all these ideas to write a book about. And I haven't been able to like finish any of them because I get new ideas all the time. So if I do start them, I never get to the end. What about you, Mira? What are you up to? And I've had more ideas. I just haven't been able to like I said, go through with them. I mean, I could try to make one up on the spot, but yeah. And then there's like another story that was more like dramatic, but like in times of war thing. You're not doing anything? That's okay. You could chat. You know, what's your favorite food? And why? Or, you know, everyone asks what your favorite food is, but they don't ask what your least favorite food is. So what is your least favorite food? And why? For me, anything soggy. I really don't like beans because when you bite into them, they start feeling kind of like mushy and soggy, but also like sticky. And I'm just like, ew. Fact 2 Pie says, "Hi, what's this about?" Well, I'm just chatting with everybody until 1. If you're asking about the book is about this girl with a autoimmune disease that has a somebody set her up and she had to marry like the neighboring kingdom's future king, right? But now somebody else is trying to get the throne while he's away because he got turned into a horse. And it's basically them just trying to get to know each other. And like, at first they were like talking about divorce, but now they're like, you know what? Like, we do like each other and stuff like that. So let's try and see if we can make it work, you know? After they've gone through all this together where, you know, they've been like, they have been attempted to be assassinated in the book. Yeah. My favorite dish is an Egyptian dish called macarona bashmil. Did I say that right? Did I pronounce it right? So, are you from Egypt? If you are, that's really cool. Yes, fact to puppy. That's what this is about. Yes, you said it right. Wow, that's cool. I feel like, okay, so like I want to learn like a lot of languages, but I'm actually from Egypt. Where are you from? That's really cool. I'm from Mexico, but I'm in the United States right now. I speak Spanish, but I speak Spanglish, but only if like I see somebody speaking to me in Spanish too. So like I try to like adapt and whatever language y'all speak to me in, I try to say, but recently YouTube has been automatically translating everything. You love Mexico? Wow, thank you. Hola. Sí, yo soy de México. Yo hablo Spanglish porque me crié aquí en Estados Unidos. But yeah, that's me speaking my language of origin. I was actually more fluent in Spanish, but throughout the years, I became more fluent in English. Have you tried enchiladas? Do y'all have like Mexico food over there? I don't know how to speak Spanish, but it sounds nice and I really want to learn it. Honestly, no. Aw. Maybe I'm like, maybe I should visit and like I'm like make a Mexican restaurant over there. Just kidding. I don't know how to cook. But I could teach you some Spanish if you'd like something easy. I was saying no to the food, not the language. Oh no, yeah. Yeah, I was talking about the food, but if you want to learn about oh, you meant like you wanted to learn Spanish or you want to learn how to cook Mexican food? Oh, my bad. Well, if you ever get the chance to try any like Mexican food, I would recommend the enchiladas, which look kind of like wrapped tacos with like chili and beans. But I don't eat the beans by themselves. I eat them with the chili, which has ground beef in it. And then it has like seasoning on it. and cheese on it on the outside, and it makes it kind of spicy. Unfortunately, I don't know how to write in English to make it easier for you, but I'm happy that we can communicate. Wait, so you didn't type that in English? Because that's really good. It doesn't say it got translated either, so I think you're pretty good. But me, I have forgotten like the rules to writing in Spanish. So like technically, like the way I write it is not good, but it can be understood. Cause you have to add all these commas and everything to the letterings. It's just a very accented language when you write it. But like Spanish is actually really easy to learn, especially like if you like watch in your original language and you have like Spanish subtitles and you understand what like you can learn how to read it that way. After that, like if you play it in like Spanish and you put in your Egyptian like captions on it, you could learn what it says that way too. And then while you're listening to it in Spanish, copy what they're saying on the TV, then reading what it means, and then that's how you learn, I feel like, because that's how I learned English when I was younger. I have to do a lot. It's great that you speak more than one language, even if you face difficulties. Thank you, Mira. I actually really wanted to learn Japanese, so I practiced. Hello, knife party. How are you doing? Are you doing good? Like, I really tried to learn Japanese, but I only knew like some basic vocabulary. Like, I only learned like a little bit, and I don't know how to read it. Kawaii Kill says, hello again. Hello. Long time no see. Oh, you're Thunderclap. You changed your name. Okay. How was your week? My week was great. I actually... my week was like... Okay, so... My week was great. And then, I got an infection, and I had to go to the doctor yesterday. But I'm better now, so my week is going great again. How's your week going? I was also trying to learn Japanese. How did that go for you, Mira? And Knife Party says, that's awesome. Thank you. And Kawaii Kill says, yeah, I changed it because I do horror edits and other stuff too now. Oh, wow. What horror edits for, like, do you have any examples? Like for Train to Busan, or like, or is it like horror anime like Another? Kawaii Kill says, my week was good. I'm glad to hear that y'all's weeks were good. But yeah, like, if y'all are learning any other languages, what languages are those? I gave up right away because it was too difficult. Look, I learned some of the vocabulary through watching anime and listening to the songs. But they don't have romanji. You know how people say like romanji to like say the words how they sound? They don't have that in Japanese. So people don't know what it means when they read it. I'm glad to hear your week was good. Art and the Clowns. The Art the Clown edits. I do not know who Art the Clown is. How old am I? I am an adult. I'm like... Wait, I don't know if I could talk about that. Because, like, it would destroy, like, the... what's it called? The idea or, like, the image that y'all have probably built around me. All you have to know is that I'm an adult. And I am not in my mid-20s. It's good that you don't know. If you don't want to say anything, that's fine. Oh, thank you. Yeah, because like I feel like age, like me as a character here for y'all, Bunny Rabbit Lives, I feel like she's a bunny hybrid. So she has to be immortal, you know what I mean? Just kidding. But yeah. Kawaii says, just gonna say it's horror. Oh my goodness. Kawaii kills. Well, you know what? I like horror things, so if you'd like to like, you know, show it to us, that'd be fine. But I would say if you're gonna like show it to me, maybe like tag me, I guess, in one of them. Cause I really don't know, and I'm a curious person, so I would like to know. But like honestly, hiragana and all that, Mira, I gave up on that too. I just learned how to like pronounce some of it. Or like, cause I used to watch anime, so I would hear like, you know, when they're like wakaranai or like wakate, you know, stuff like that, you know, it means I don't understand or I understand. Sumimasen means like excuse me or sorry, something. Just gonna say it's horror. Okay, I'll try to tag you in one of them. Sure. I'll watch it on my other phone, my spare phone. After the stream probably. Or even like, let me see if my notifications. I don't know. I'll just get the clips real quick. Sure. Or even like, there's even more like, doesn't, wait, I forgot what tosta means in Japanese. Doesn't it mean like why or something like that? But yeah. There's more. I just not. Or aishiteru means I love you. Or something like that. But I also learned like a little bit of South Korean because I listen to music. And I used to watch the, what's it called? South Korean dramas and stuff. So I also learned a little bit from that. Like I learned like, wait, a fake person. Hey, I'm doing good. Oh my gosh, long time no see. How have you been? It's been so long. I hope you've been good. Have you been riding that motorcycle? Glad to hear that you're good. It's been a really long time. Like honestly, I was like ah! It's totaled. What? Are you okay? Doesn't that mean you got in a crash? Like, are you good? You said you're good, but like, you mean good as in alive or like good as in like good? Because it sucks that your bike got totaled. You know, guys, motorcycles are really expensive. I don't know if y'all know that. I mean, right off the lot, they're pretty expensive. But if you get them, like, used on Marketplace, I hear that they're cheaper, but still. I got a bit of road rash, as in a lot, but it got crushed by... What the f... Well, a big person, I'm so glad that you're alive. Like, that sounds terrible. Oh my god. Hey, you know what? Road rash is better than dying, so I'm glad that you got to save yourself that way. But that is terrifying. Wait, is it because, like, the force of the 18-wheeler moving next to you, like, pulled you in? Yeah, strongly agreed. Yeah, that is so scary. Oh my god. Right? Like, I love motorcycles. I don't think I'll ever be able to afford one. The thing is, yeah, it is really scary because on a motorcycle, even in a car next to one of those is scary, but you don't have, like, a lot of protection from, like, you know, the elements or, like, even 18-wheelers. No, it turned and I was in its blind spot, I think. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's, like, really scary still. I hate how many, like, blind spots 18-wheelers have. You know how stores have, like, the mirrors everywhere on them? I feel like 18-wheelers should have, like, mirrors on the side that, like, reflect what's on their side so that it's actually not capable of having a blind spot, but I don't know if that's something that can be done. Be careful when you drive. Yeah. It would have been terrible to, like, you know, go that way. Also, like, cameras would help. True. Yeah. Having cameras on the side. Yeah. Do you think they'll ever make, like, 18-wheelers that are that, what's it called? That advanced, where they have, like, kind of like what cars do, cameras all around? Good thing I wore my gear that day. Yeah, I mean, like, you never know. You might need, like, so, but I know that it's hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's hot, but you do need to wear the gear. What happens if you get the gear wet? Because, like, I was thinking, like, if it's really hot, you could still wear the gear if you soak it. But I don't know. Because most gear is dark colored, like, you know, like reds, blacks. Like, the white gear is really hard to find. And I feel like that's the one that would reflect the light more and cause you to be less hot. It does feel kind of muggy. Yeah. I was thinking because of how it's, like, made of leather, right? Like reinforced leather. But 18-wheelers, they're pretty scary, even for, like, little cars. I'm back with the clips, just gotta edit now. Alright, kawaii. Welcome back, and I hope that you have fun editing them. Are you editing while watching? But honestly, yeah, a fake person, I'm glad you survived that. Wow, thank you. But yeah, if y'all do get a motorcycle, be careful, guys. There's a lot of people that, like, I think they say, like, always assume you're invisible or something like that to the people around you, because when you drive a motorcycle, most people are not going to see you. That's just the fact of the matter. It's just, like, people don't pay too much attention to them. Now I'm like hyper aware of them because where I'm at, there's a ton of motorcyclists and bicyclists. Exactly. There's some like people who just don't like motorcycles. But I feel like wouldn't you like if okay. There's a lot of people that get mad at motorcycles and like drive it in front of the road or like whatever or try to race them or something. And I think like wouldn't you feel bad if you caused an accident that way with a motorcyclist? Because motorcyclists don't have all that protection like the metal box that regular cars have. Like, wouldn't you feel guilty if you accidentally killed somebody because you wanted to race them or get mad at them for having a motorcycle? A fake person says, it's insured, so I'm happy about that. Well, that's great to hear. Are you gonna get a new one, or is that it for you? Linda says, alright. So yeah, guys. Be careful and kind around motorcyclists. You're getting a new one. Which one? I wanted a Kawasaki because they're like green. But then I thought about it and I was like, I hear that you could customize the bearings, whatever that means. I think it's like the outside of the motorcycle. So I'm like, you know what? I might do that if I do get one eventually. Too many memories to not, honestly. Yeah, you know, I heard that from some people. I hear that once you get on a motorcycle that you can never go back. Like, you never get the same feeling again from something else. Which I don't understand because I haven't ridden one, but does it feel kind of like you're in a roller coaster all the time? Because I kind of want to get on a roller coaster because I feel like it would give me the same energy or vibes. Kawasaki Ninja 1000. Whoa. That's quick. You must be strong. Those are heavy. Kind of when you're learning. I want to get like a 125 something. I want to start small so I could like get a feel for it. It kind of lifts itself at 150. What if I weigh like 80 to 100 pounds? Like, can you imagine that? My allergies are activating. What's it called? So what you're saying is like, if there's too much wind and you're on the lighter end, you're just gonna fly or something? It's not hard, but if you get a cruiser, get a light one. I was thinking about it, but now I'm like, I don't know. I might want like a... I don't know. Whatever is light. I feel like a stunt bike would be light. At least to like get my strength up and then move up into my dream bike once I figure that out. A fake person says, hold on tight, but don't death grip. I heard about that. I heard about the death grip. I think I get that because sometimes I grip my steering wheel too hard and my hands and wrists hurt. So you're right. I guess like with a motorcycle, it would be harder to do that. Like to not feel the need to death grip. So yeah, I might have to consciously tell myself to not grip it too tight. Here where I live, there's been a lot of like motorcycle crashes and like on the highway where like, you know, it's a really high highway and they like fall because they were going really fast or because They were going in a tunnel or something. So yeah, that's like pretty scary, but I don't think I would drive fast on a motorcycle, at least not for like the first few like 7 or 8 years. I feel like I would go like at least 20 to 40 unless I'm on the highway. But I don't think I would get on the highway until like I said, like maybe 7 or 8 years. Cause that's how long it took me to get on the highway on my car. I think I got it in like 2016 or 2017. 16. It took me 6 years to get it on the highway. That's crazy. First time I did it, I didn't even feel like I was going fast. Then I looked at my speed meter and I was going 100. 100? A fake person. 100. I'm scared to go 100 on my car. I'm like, what? The highest I've gone on my car is like 90. Like more frequently on my car, I've gone like 80 to 70, but I'm like, even 90 is scary sometimes because my car kind of shakes. But like on a motorcycle, oh, that's scary. A fake person says it was on a highway and I was going with the flow of traffic. Whoa. That means everyone was going 100. That's crazy. The highway that I'm at, most people stick to like 100 or something. Bad Bo, hi. How are you doing? You said it's 11 p.m. there? Oh my goodness. It's actually about to be 1 p.m. here. Guys, do y'all mind if I take a restroom break before I start reading? I'll be right back. I'm asking, but I can't wait any longer. I'll be right back. I'm back. I am back. But yeah, that's like crazy, guys. All right. I'm going to start reading now. So guys, I will have to say that this is a young adult novel. So what that means is you have to be 18 plus to be watching or continue watching. Thank you so much for stopping by, chatting with us. I'm so glad that a fake person's okay. And Bad Boo, thank you so much for stopping by. And also everyone else as well, especially you know, like Dawson and Linda and Mita and everyone else too. Kawaii kills, hell yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. But like I said, if you're on the younger end, I will have to ask y'all to go, because this book gets a little spicy sometimes, and I have to skip those parts. Especially because I know that y'all are watching, so yeah. Okay, I'm gonna start reading in 1, 2, and 3. Tatiana and I both moved at once. I stepped forward, or rather, I tried to. She, anticipating my move, bolted to her feet, scattering buttons and wires, and practically threw me behind her. "Run," she ordered. "I'm not—" The strangers didn't wait for our argument to conclude. They charged into the stable straight towards me and my sister. Tatiana flung a contraption of wires in their direction, which, with a bang, acrid purple smoke began to pour into their faces. At the same time, Eric reared, screaming a stallion's war cry that split my ears. With a crash of splintering wood, he battered through the stall door. The stable's other occupants whined and sheed, adding to the chaos. Confronted by flailing hooves and unexpected magic, our assailants retreated, coughing and choking. Tatiana dragged me away from the fray, towards the back of the stable. "You have to get out of here. Run. They won't dare follow you across the border." I wrenched my arm out of her grip. "I'm not abandoning you. Either of you." "Listen to her," Eric broke in. "It's you they're after." "But I—" "Rot it, Bianca. Save yourself and go." Tatiana kicked open a door I hadn't noticed, a back exit, and shoved me out. I tripped over the lintel and pitched onto hands and knees in the courtyard, the hard-packed earth stinging my palms. I struggled to my feet and whirled, but Tatiana was blocking the door with a resolution I knew all too well. "Your duty is to save yourself," she snapped. "Make the right choice. Go!" She slammed the stable door in my face. Choice, duty, responsibility. Curse her. Curse both of them. They were right. We were unarmed and badly outnumbered, and I was still recovering from my earlier injuries. I would accomplish nothing by getting myself arrested. Nothing except delivering the throne directly into Byron's hands. With a wordless sob of rage, I turned my back and fled towards the Demarian border, doing my duty just like always. I didn't run far. My resolution, my strength, took me only to the edge of town before I stopped. Even had I wanted to keep running, I couldn't. Every ragged breath was a lance in my side, spearing me through where my rib was still mending. I ducked into an alleyway, holding my arms tight to my sides as if my own embrace were the only thing keeping me from falling apart. I sank to the ground and leaned against the wall, my coat dragging across the plaster. The earth was cold beneath me, damp seeping through the fabric of my trousers. Every breath was a gasp. My heart beat at the chest, as if guys, this is what I was talking about. I'm sleepy. Every breath a gasp. My heart beat at my chest as if trying to batter its way out. Breathe. Just breathe. If I treated this like one of my flares, a pain to be endured, nothing more, it would pass. It had to. Slowly my breathing steadied. My heart stopped hammering. I became gradually aware of the noises around me. The rumble of cartwheels on the road, the disgruntled clucking of a nearby flock of hens. Voices in both Gildan and the Marion, chiding and bartering and laughing and shouting. The ordinary sound of a border town just after dawn. No cries of alarm, no clanking or weaponry. It made no sense, but it was clear enough. No one was chasing me. The strangers hadn't followed me from the inn. I crept forward until I could see out of the alleyway. People passed on the street, headed to work or to market. None of them Hello, Arden. Why don't eggs tell jokes? They might crack up. Oh my god. I'm reading, okay? I might not be able to, like, read the chat. But thank you so much. I crept forward until I could see out of the alleyway. People passed on the street, headed to work or to market. None of them so much as glancing in my direction. The town was readying itself for a bright new day. And here I was, the flower of the Maria, huddling in a dank alleyway while my sister and husband were attacked, and I did nothing to defend them. Guilt churned within me, as nauseating as one of my flares. I couldn't stay here. I stood, bracing myself against the wall as my knees trembled beneath me, and I limped on towards the border, trying to drown out the voice in my head telling me to stop. That I was going the wrong direction. I wasn't sure how long I forged on, each footfall sounding a reproach. My sense of time was wrapped by fear and fatigue, and the village hadn't bothered with a public clock. I recalled that something about being on the border affected adept devices. Eric probably could have told me why, or at least discussed theories about it for hours. The thought was a punch to my gut, doubling me over. I didn't last long. I was practiced at fighting through pain. I straightened, gritting my teeth, and continued. Finally, C's only knew how much time later I was in view of the mountain pass, marking the border, only yards from the Maria's soil. A guard hut squatted on each side, the one nearer me flying the flag of Gildaname, the farther the banner of my country. I was almost home, almost safe. 100 more paces, and I would be back in the Maria, ready to be whisked off to the palace. I stopped, staring at the watershed point of the pass. It was too easy. Something about this didn't feel right. No one had pursued me from the inn. No one had tried to stop me, and I didn't understand why. Furthermore, the attack hadn't been random. They were looking for me. But how had our attackers known I would be here? That I would be there? It was possible Eric had been recognized at the inn where we'd stayed the first night. But how would anyone have known where we were headed? Somehow, Baron must have intercepted my message to Tatiana and set a trap. Or else Avito had betrayed us. Baron couldn't have pulled this off alone. How much of the court had he rallied to his side? I pulled my coat tighter against a gust of wind, staring at the dual flags as they cracked in the crisp breeze. If Tatiana and Eric had been taken captive or drowned, the thought, killed, there was nothing more I could do for them. I wasn't foolish enough to think I could fight. Ugh. I wasn't foolish enough to think that I could outfight 5 trained guards with nothing more than a dagger. But surely not even my parents could fault me for gathering more intelligence before I returned home. Especially since I hadn't even crossed the border yet. Surely, learning as much as possible before I left could be considered part of my duty. I set my jaw. I would return to the inn just briefly and garner what news I could. Perhaps it would ameliorate nothing except my contents, but at least I would know what had happened to my husband and my sister. I pulled up my hood, more grateful than ever for the generous cut of gilded military coats, and turned back the way I'd come, telling myself that this decision was the intelligent one, the one called for by duty, not by selfish desire. It took me longer than I expected to reach the inn. Desperation must have sped my flight more than I realized. By the time the inn was in sight again, the sun was already high overhead. The guards, and with them Tatiana and Eric, would be long gone. Still, I walked towards the building with all my senses prickling, prepared to dive back into the shadows at any moment. The inn looked disarmingly tranquil. Sunlight reflected on the fresh paint of its sign, and it swayed in the slight breeze. From within came the hum of voices, the clink of cutlery. The remaining guests were enjoying an ordinary luncheon, oblivious to the incident only hours before. I pulled my hood up more snugly and slipped around the back of the inn, towards the stable. If there was any... I need water for room. I pulled my hood up more snugly and slipped around the back of the inn towards the stable. If there was any sign of what had happened to Eric and Tatiana, that was where I would find it. The courtyard was unnervingly quiet. No one stopped me as I crept to the stable entrance, clinging to the shadows. I paused, listening, listening. From the darkness within the structure came the grinding sounds of contented chewing. A horse swiftly whickered. Another stamped its hoof. "Eric?" I whispered. "Can I help you?" My heart jolted to my throat. My hand dove for my rapier before I remembered I no longer had one. I turned and found myself facing the holster who had met us on arrival. Her braid hung over her shoulder, a few wisps of hay clinging to its dark strands. She hadn't recognized me in turn, and her expression was wary. Most likely she thought I was here to steal her charges. I eyed the courtyard behind her and considered bolting, but that would only confirm her suspicions, as if she called for reinforcements, I was in no state to outrun them. I lifted my hands to my hood, hesitated, then pushed it back so she could see my face. "I'm looking for a white stallion." The holster's eyes widened. She lowered her voice. "It's you! I thought you'd been taken with a lady." I shook my head. "What happened to her? And the horse? Where are they? Who are those people?" The holster drafted a furtive glance towards the inn's back door, then took a step closer. "A lot arrived yesterday. I heard one of them say they'd come from Arlem. They had a warrant from the castle. They didn't tell me anything, not that it would be my place to ask. But I saw them put the lady in a carriage and take the northbound road. So they were taking Tatiana to Arlem." I bit the inside of my cheek, hard enough that I tasted the bitter tang of my own blood. I was right. The attack wasn't random. Those were royal guards, and they'd been lying in wait. "But why?" I asked, thinking aloud. It still didn't make sense that it was me they wanted, not Tatiana. The girl lowered her voice again. "I overheard them say the lady was the new queen, the Demarian Duchess who married King Eric a few days ago." What the hell? Oh my god. Understanding slid into place like a rapier into its sheath. They had mistaken Tatiana for me. We shared similar enough features that we could pass as one another to those who didn't know us well. The guards wouldn't have been looking closely at her eyes in the struggle. And of the two of us, she was the one dressed like a noble. The mistake would be clear enough once they reached the castle, but for now, they thought they had me in their grasp. Think to seize I hadn't mentioned Eric in my letter to Tatiana. At least the guards wouldn't know to look for a white horse. Not unless they'd interrogated Maria. And even then, I felt sure she would give them nothing. "And the horse?" I asked, trying to contain my desperation. My composed mask had never been so difficult to keep in place. "Did they take the white horse too?" The holster's face twisted with disgust. "They sold the stallion to a merchant named Pranto." She made a gesture that must be gilded superstition, as if to ward off the thought. Despicable man. He doesn't deserve to call himself a horse trader. It took everything I had to keep my legs from folding. I braced myself on the wall, sick with despair. Are you unwell? The holster was peering at me, her face concerned. Were you injured? I shook my head. I was, but not in the way she meant. It's just a heavy blow, I managed. I don't know what to do. I hadn't meant to say the last, but it slipped out. A truth that slid between my ribs like a dagger. The girl's face softened with curiosity. Who are you anyway? She asked. You look a great deal like the other lady, and you share her accent, but... She gestured vaguely at the state of my clothes. I realized belatedly that we'd been speaking in the Marian. So much for subterfuge. You're right. She is the new queen. I'm her bastard sister, I said, improvising. I was meeting her here in secret. She sent me away with the guards when the guards arrived so they wouldn't take me too. My story wouldn't hold up under scrutiny, especially not to anyone who knew my parents and how duty was byword of House Liliana. But the girl was only a holster, and a young one at that. She nodded in understanding, and her eyes lit with keen interest. Is it true? She asked. That the king is... I wasn't sure what she thought the king was, but I was certain the answer wasn't an enchanted horse. I didn't give her the chance to finish. I knew an opening when I saw one. I leaned closer to her, and she responded like a flower to the sun, tilting her head to hear my whispered words. King Garrick is alive, I said, but there's a conspiracy to kill him, and he's in terrible danger. Only the queen can save him. The girl's eyes widened. But the queen is... Exactly, I said, again rerouting to her conclusions. I was looking for something to help her, a possession of hers. I thought maybe she had dropped it in the stable. The holster shook her head, and my heart slipped towards my toes. I shot a hopeless glance into the stable, even though I hadn't actually been looking for any possessions of Tatiana's. Only for an explanation of what had happened, a chance, however slim, that this could still be salvaged. I'd gotten my answer. There was nothing here for me. I'd waited too long already. I needed to make my way to the council and admit my failure to my parents. It's not in the stable, the holster said. I would have noticed if they'd dropped anything here, but there may be something left behind in the ladies' rooms. My gaze snapped back to hers. They weren't searched? Well, they were, the girl admitted. But the cleaning boy's my older brother, and from what he told me, the soldiers just threw things around. They hardly took anything with them. He hasn't cleared out her possessions yet, just in case. It took hardly any persuasion after that for the holster to let me in the back door of the inn. Minutes later, we were creeping up the servants' stairs. She's so wide-eyed with excitement, I feared she would faint away. With my hand drifting towards the dagger of my wrist. The door to Tatiana's chamber was locked, but the holster produced a key from a ring at her waist, turned it, and stood aside so I could look. It was as she'd said, possessions thrown everywhere. The place ransacked. If Tatiana had brought any jewelry or coins, They were gone, but the rest of was still here. I walked through the chaos slowly, lifting the filmy skirts of a discarded gown to look beneath, stepping over the glittering shards of a shattered looking glass. Her satchels were thrown on the settee, turned inside out. A metal hilt poked out from under the bed, nearly hidden by a pile of crumpled sheets. A rapier. I stood eagerly to pick it up, pushing the bedding aside. No, not a rapier, only the fire poker. Despair roiled in my stomach, more debilitating than any of my flares. The holster leaned in to look, her voice bright with curiosity. "What is it? Did you find something useful?" "No," I said, barely able to force the words out. "There's nothing useful here at all." Alright, guys, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I'm a little, sleepy, but I can read one more chapter. And then I will, if y'all would like to chat a little more. Taking a water break. I will start reading again in 1, 2, 3. My shoulders slumped. I didn't know what I'd hoped to find. A message, maybe? Something I could use. Some reassurance that I'd done the right thing. "I'm sorry." The holster plucked at her cuffs. "I don't know what you're looking for, but you look like you've lost something important." In my despair, I'd nearly forgotten she was in the room with me. I forced myself to look up at her, to clear the utter dejection from my voice. "What's your name?" Her brows lifted in surprise, and she stood straighter. "Alicia. Not that anyone usually asks. I'm only a servant." "Alicia," I repeated. "Thank you, Alicia. I'll remember." She laughed, as if my remembering was an amusing thought. Then she caught the laughter behind her hand, swiftly, as if she expected to be slapped for impertinence. "Is there anything else you need in here?" she asked. "A little time if it won't get you in trouble. I won't disturb anything. I just need to think." I must have spoken more like a noble than I intended, for Alicia's posture abruptly changed. She dipped her head and retreated a step. "Of course, my lady," she said, her tone suddenly deferential. And I waited an invitation. "I do hope you can save them," she said in a rush. "Your sister and the king." Suddenly, tears pressed hot behind my eyes. It was all I could do to prevent them from flowing. "Thank you," I managed, and then the door clicked shut, and I was alone. For an endless moment, I didn't move. Then I slumped onto the settee, staring fruitlessly at the useless poker. Despite my best efforts, tears burned my eyes again. This time, I didn't try to hold them back. I let them tremble and fall. Some scion of House Liliana I was now, wrecked with tears in a roadside inn, dressed in tattered, travel-stained clothing, without a coin in my purse. And worse than my ignoble appearance, I dropped my shields. My despair, my weakness, my vulnerability, all were there for anyone to see and exploit. Everything my parents had feared had proved true. I wasn't strong enough, and I failed. The only blessing was that no one was here to witness the wreckage I'd become. I was, for the first time in my life, well, and truly on my own. I dragged my sleeve across my eyes. My sister was a captive. My husband was sold as horseflesh. An usurper was poised to take the throne of Gildenheim, and war hovered on the horizon. I'd failed at every last thing I'd come here to accomplish. The only thing left to do was return to Demaria in defeat. Whatever my parents thought of my failures, they would have agreed. Better to lose one daughter than two, even if the second was a disappointment. Even Eric would agree I should run. He told me so himself. The road lay plain before me. I would leave this inn, dragging myself the last few miles across the border, use my rank to commandeer aid, and return to the palace, where my parents would use the full political might of the Council of Nine to negotiate a truce with Baron and free Tatiana. There wasn't a hope of stopping Baron from being crowned or restoring the original treaty. But my sister, at least, I could fight for. It was the right choice, the clear one, the choice defined by duty. I'd been born and raised to make decisions like this, sacrificing my own desires to save the lives of many. Sacrificing my retinue, sacrificing Eric. My hands, no, my nails, dug into the blood magic scars on my palms. I sucked in a shuddering breath. As much as I wished I could ignore it, this was part of my duty too. Acknowledging the consequences and following them to their conclusion, however painful. I could continue all too well what would happen next. Oh, my bad. I could picture all too well what would happen next. My guards would be executed, Julieta along with them. As for Eric, he might survive whatever mistreatment the traitor he'd been sold to dolted out today. But when dusk came and he turned back into a man, from his name, the merchant was the Marian, and my people didn't take too well to wild magic. It wasn't difficult to imagine how a superstitious man would react when his new horse suddenly turned human before his eyes. Eric had frozen when we were attacked before. He wouldn't do any better against a different assailant, especially not immediately after transforming. And even if he escaped, he had nowhere to go. He couldn't return to Arnhem. I knew the fate of rightful heirs when an usurper seized the throne. And what other options did he have? He'd be naked, alone, destitute. He didn't even manage to steal a pair of shoes on his own. If the merchant or more outlaws didn't kill him, the cold would do the job. The conclusion was inevitable. Saving myself, following my duty, would mean losing Eric forever. Despair, clear and cold as a midwinter night, settled around me. It was almost a relief. It finally numbed the pain. I never expected you to actually fall in love with your husband. Tatiana's words, spoken only hours ago, echoed chidingly in my mind. Now too late. I could admit the reason they'd struck so hard. They were true. I had fallen in love with Eric. It had never been physical want alone that drew me to him. never just a truce that kept us together. And somewhere deep down, I'd known. I had never desired someone solely because I found them beautiful. Beauty was hollow. It was Eric's inner life that I loved. The way he'd been gentle and patient, never guilting me when my body needed rest. The way he glowed with passion when he talked about the things he loved. The way he'd opened his heart to me. Showed me his scars, the words that had made him bleed. Even though I could have used his trust to hurt him more. I thought of the warmth of Eric's hand in mine, the cautious smile that lit his face with the hope of a new dawn. His eyes deep with trust in me. Eric believed in me, even when I didn't. Caring means you're strong. It means you're brave enough to let yourself feel, even though it puts your heart at risk. And you're strong, Bianca. Stronger than I think you know. I wasn't brave, I wasn't strong, but Eric was. And if that was true, that his vulnerability made him strong, then opening my heart wasn't a weakness at all, but a step of courage I hadn't dared to take. Maybe I wasn't following my duty because it was right. Maybe I was following my duty because I was a coward, afraid of my own vulnerability. Maybe what I thought was the right choice wasn't the right at all. The thought was as startling and sure as a rapier driving home into its target. Logic and duty defined what I was meant to do. Abandon my sister, my retinue, my husband to save myself and salvage the treaty. But my heart told me otherwise. And for the first time, I was listening. All my life, I'd done exactly as expected. I'd followed my head and ignored the shallow beating of my heart. I tried so hard to be the daughter my parents wanted, craving their approval. And look where it had brought me. Maybe it was time to stop thinking with my head and start thinking with my heart. I thought of the arboreum, where I'd fled with Eric. Alright guys, hold on, I need a drink water. I'd followed my head and ignored the shallow beating of my heart. I tried so hard to be the daughter my parents wanted, craving the approval, and look where it had brought me. Maybe it was time to stop thinking with my head and start thinking with my heart. I thought of the arboreum where I'd fled with Eric, the green shoots of flowers reaching through the snow. Another hard frost would kill them. But if they didn't take the risk, they lost their chance at any life at all. And wasn't it better to take the chance to live than to hide underground forever, waiting for a certainty the world could never promise? Slowly, I raised my head. I took in my surroundings. The ransacked room, the embers going dark in the hearth. If this was where duty brought me, if this was what my parents' approval looked like, I no longer wanted it. I stood up, done with this room and its reminders of my mistakes. Something glinted, catching my eye. Enamelled brass. The 7-league spittoon, half hidden under Tatiana's abandoned gown. Stooping, I picked it up and turned the enchanted cupsider over in my hands. Tatiana had always charted her own path. Regardless of her parents' approval. It was time for me to do the same. To choose what I wanted. Not for anyone else, but for myself. To show that Eric's faith in me was founded after all. To fight. For the people who loved me. For who I was. Instead of those who told me I was never enough. To take my fear and turn it into my strength. I had abandoned the person I loved once. I would not do it again. My hands closed into fists. Not of despair this time, but anger. Mine to use as I wished. I'm coming for you, Eric, I whispered. And cease help anyone who stands in my way. Oh my goodness. You know what, guys? I am sleepy. I am, hungry. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna leave it off right here. And then next time, hopefully, we can get to a better spot. We're almost done with this book, by the way. Hi, Kawaii. How are you? Did the edit for you, by the way? All right. I'd be fine watching it. Have you tagged me? Hold on. Oh, you did. Let's watch it. Oh, Terrifier. Wow, Kawaii kills. Oh my goodness. You're really good at making edits. Wow. Yes, Terrifier. Oh my god. If you had said Terrifier, I would have probably known what you were talking about. Still scared of that darn clown. I have not seen Terrifier. I feel like, me personally, I would not be okay. I would be like, oh my god. Like, okay, I'll be honest. When Terrifier 3 came out, I was working at a movie theater. How do I say this? At the movie theater, somebody had ordered food because we're a movie theater that serves food. So I was a server. What happened was, a guy ordered food. I walked in to the theater to give him his food. Guess what scene it was on? I was so embarrassed. Okay, so the scene that it was on was the shower scene. Yeah. I was like, oh my god. Just my, like, yes, right? I was like, bro. No. You said what? What on earth? That's what I said. I was like smiling awkwardly because I was like, bro, I do not want to be here. It was like the shower scene. And then I was like, oh my god. And the guy was like, also smiling awkwardly. I was like, get me out of here. Release me. It's okay. I like spat and walked out of there. I was like, no. I am not okay. Top 10 worst times ever. That's what I said. Hi, PX. Oh my god, long time no see. Are you doing good? It's okay, PX. It's a pretty adult book, so it's fine if you took a bit of time before coming in. It's 18 plus. I should probably start putting that into the title, I think, when I'm reading like 18 plus books. Just to like keep everyone like sane or safe. Yeah. Terrifier, I walked in, handed him his food in the shower scene, and then there was another scene. I remember I was handing food. Did you get upgraded or what? Upgraded? What do you mean? Am I moving more? When I was slightly younger, I thought it was 18 plus. Oh my goodness. No, kawaii. 18 plus, I mean, like, adult. Over the age of 18, guys. That orange juice. Oh, I changed my room because I feel like the darker image would help solidify that this is 18 plus. So I was like, guys, please don't. If I'm in this room, guys, it means I'm reading 18 plus. Although I don't drink alcohol, so I drink orange juice. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like that sometimes. I keep watching too many horror movies. You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. I love horror myself. My favorite horror movie is actually Ready or Not. And Ready or Not is about this woman who marries into a family of like a cult, which has a dominion and everything, and she has to survive the night as a sacrifice. I like J2O, a drink. You mean H2O? What is J2O? Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. Wait, you've seen it? You've seen Ready or Not? J2O. Oh, J2O. What is J2O? But yeah, PX, I did not get upgraded. It's my birthday today. I turned 20. Yeah, it sucks. There's nothing wrong with turning 20. You know what? PX, I'm gonna sing it to you. Happy birthday to PX. Happy birthday to PX. Happy birthday to PX. Happy birthday to you. And may you live many, many more years, PX. You got this, bro. You could do it. Kawaii Kill says, a popular non-alcoholic fruit juice blend launched in the UK by 1998 by Britvic. Yes, I've seen it. Wow, what did you think about Ready or Not? I love it. I haven't seen Ready or Not 2. Is it good? And I also really want to watch Abigail, I think. Isn't Abigail the movie about the ballerina that's like a vampire or something like that? It's by the same people that made Ready or Not, so I think it's gonna be good. I haven't slept for a day because of it. Because of Ready or Not? Or because of Terrifier? Kawaii, you should sleep. Oh my goodness. You're gonna get like me. I'm a bunny hybrid. My eyes are looking like a raccoon's. But yeah, also, you know what else is like one of my favorite horror movies? I feel like, wait, I know I have another one. I know I do. Oh my god, wait, have you seen House of Wax? That's not my favorite, but it's really good. House of Wax is like, it's good, but you remember the scene where everything like, wait, what's the deal with the Arabic chat from the start of the stream? Oh, I had an Arabic viewer, but I couldn't read it as Arabic because it was getting translated for me by YouTube actively. So I didn't know like how it was typed or anything. And they were really nice to talk to. I really enjoyed my time chatting with them. They're from Egypt, actually. You speak Arabic? That's cool. Kawhi says, I was doing something quickly, my bad. I was talking about Terrifier. Oh, okay, okay. Yo, bro, my bad. It's okay. It's okay, Among Us. I hope you learned your lesson, okay? We gotta be nice out here. I have to go get my food. What are you eating? I want to eat too, honestly. I'm kind of hungry, but I want to wait until 2 to like bid y'all farewell, cuz just for PX, cuz PX got here late, and I wanted to be nice. You're eating pizza? I ate that last night because I was like, "Oh my god, I'm hungry," and then I got some from work. Among Us said, "I don't know about that. No, you gotta be nice, or timeout will be your way of life." But me, like, I don't know what I'll eat right now. I'm trying to save more. The pizza from work was like employee meal, so I didn't have to pay for it. I don't really like pizza, but whatever keeps me from starving. Yeah, exactly. But wait, so you like tomatoes, right? You said you like tomatoes, the little ones. Do you not? Okay, so what do you not like about the pizza? Like, cause me, I don't like tomatoes because they're really sweet. But the pizza, like tomatoes on pizza, is not that bad to me. Okay, bro, I may or may not trash talk people on TikTok. Okay, Among Us, that's like, I guess it depends on what you're trash talking. If you're trash talking nice people, that's mean. You can't be mean. But if you're trash talking like people who have done wrong, I mean, I guess it's fine. But yeah, Kawaii, like, what do you not like about the pizza? Oh, you're about to reply to that. PX says, I hate tomatoes, but I eat it every day for potassium maxing. Oh yeah, tomatoes do have a lot of potassium. I think I would need supplements. Or I would just have to eat pizza all my life. Just kidding. Among Us says, that's my life. It'd be like that sometimes. Kawaii says, I just don't like the cheese. I mean, I do like cheese, but it's too much cheese. Yeah, I get you. Like, for me, wait, guys. I'll be right back. I'll really finish what I was saying. It's just an emergency. I'm back. Oh my goodness. I have returned. Okay. So you said, you don't like cheese, but you do, but you don't. I get you because I only like cheese on hot Cheetos or like Cheetos, and then also what else? I like it on crackers, and I like it on pizza, and also what else? But that's it. I don't like cheese like by itself in general. I ate it once by itself, but only because I was starving, so I just like took a whole bunch of mozzarella and I just stuffed it in my mouth. Among Us said, bro, I might do more horror edits. Yeah, keep it up, Gawai. You're really good at edits. But I didn't know it was Terrifier. I was like, wait, who's Art the Clown? PX said, emergency. And Among Us says, peace. Yes, that's good. That's good, Among Us. Breathe in, breathe out. Peace. Hey. PX says, when emergency. I hope everything is good. It is. I just so I can't hold my like to use the restroom because I'm going through like something right now, and to get better I have to like you know what I mean. Omega says, nah, you AFK. Not anymore. And I'm here, I'm back. And then Kawaii says, thank you, I have been doing edits for years and no one has ever told me that. Yeah, you're welcome. Like I used to make edits, but I didn't make them like cool like that. Like I made them like mixing like a certain video with a certain sound and stuff like that. But I don't know how to do like the transitions and stuff. So mine's are very basic. I started edits in 2022. That's a long time. I mean, I've started like early too. It's just that I am not really good at it. I try my best though. I try my best. You know, and I'm not being negative. I'm just being honest. Like, you know, you gotta be honest with your weaknesses. PX says, I did edits too. My most watched video was like 10K plus. On here? On YouTube? Oh, this is probably your like personal. Oh. Oh, you mean like on TikTok or something? Yes, but it's unlisted now. What? But it did so good. Unless you like just stopped. I don't know. I'm just curious, just asking. Because me, when a video does like 10K or something like that, I don't unlist it. But you know what? My most viral video on TikTok is me and my mom reacting to a Final Destination I scene. But it got flagged. It got like what's that word? When they like make it to where you have to click to watch and be like sure that you want to watch it because it's like, you know, graphic or something. And then now it's like it's still getting views but not as many likes as it used to. Kawaii Kill says, I tried to do TikTok. It's not for me. It's too harsh. Harsh? You mean like people talk too much or something? You could delete the comments. Or like also add filters, I think. Hey, Final Destination mentioned. Yup. Yeah, but I stopped. I had to get a better PC too. But if I really was consistent with it, I would have made good progress. Yeah. Like, I mean, you can always keep going, PX. I mean, I don't see, like, if you want to keep going, I mean, why not? some people can be really rude on there sometimes. They can. I'm not gonna lie about that. People are very opinionated on TikTok. It's just a very, like, interactive site. They have polls, they have comments. They added now voice comments, so you could, like, put your own voice on what you think on somebody's comment section. And also, I think they have calls, but, like, only if you're following somebody. So yeah, they're making it very much like another form of social media. I didn't think TikTok was a social media to begin with. I considered it more of a, like, creative outlet site where you could, like, just, like, you know, post videos, pictures, edits, stuff like that. And live stream, kind of like here with YouTube, but, like, on a short form. But they're making it more like a social media site. Like I said, the crazy thing, the edits got so much crazier and harder now. I can't keep up with style edits now. I'm sure you can. I mean, look at what Kawaii is doing. She's working hard. Her edits are, like, really cool. I can't do the glitchy stuff like that. Like, I could try. It takes a lot of effort and time. And I work now, so. But if I didn't, girl, boy, I'd be doing great. I got J2O. I'm 10 times happier now. What flavor is it, by the way? Because I feel like it's probably a good, like, you said it's fruity. Is it kind of like peachy, or, like, is it like pear, orange, and passion fruit? Orange is the best. That's actually my favorite fruit because it's sweet and sour. But I've never had a passion fruit or a dragon fruit. I've never had either or. But yeah, alright guys, it's already 2:04. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate the chats, the lurks, the likes, the comments, the shares, all that. You said there's either cans or bottles, and PX says good night. Bye bye, see you next time. Alright guys, let me just bid y'all farewell. Alright, stay hydrated. Have a great day or night. Don't forget to leave a like, share, comment, subscribe if you have not already. Only if you like what you see. Check the description down below. And bye. Goodbye.